Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to another video for Arrow. This is episode 19 of season 2. It is titled "The Man Under the Hood." Um, Overall, I'm gonna have to say that I like this episode. Now, it wasn't my favorite episode of the season. But it was definitely a fun episode. Um, we got to see a lot of stuff going on in this episode. It starts off with a whole team going into that supplied sciences and completely destroying the place, completely blowing it up. I mean, we got to see Felicity actually out in the field doing something. That was pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff going on in this episode. Um, they talked about Barry Allen in this episode, which I thought was good. They said that he was at Star Labs, and they said that Iris was with him. I guess that was an Easter egg. We got to see the two characters that were, I guess, they're going to set up for the Flash pilot, and that was Cisco and Caitlin. And we got to see that Felicity gave them trying to get a cure for the Mirakuru. She gave that to them so they can make something. We got to see Isabel Rochef basically dropping the bomb on Oliver, saying that she slept with his father. So we got to see that. We got to see basically one of the great things about this episode. We got to see Laurel basically throughout the whole episode trying to piece everything together from the previous episode that Slade told her that that Arrow was Oliver, or Oliver is the Arrow. And she's going throughout this whole episode trying to figure out, trying to piece together, trying to do detective work to find out the truth, if it was real or not. She finds it out. She knows it. She ends up finding out that the Canary is her sister. She pieces stuff together, and she basically confronts her father, Quentin, in the jail after he got beat up in the jail. And then she tells him, I know who the Arrow is. And he's like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. And he basically backs her down. I mean, she could have went to the press. She could have done something with it. She was ready to tell him. And he backed her down and told her, the Arrow is needed. This guy, leave him alone. Basically, leave him alone. And that backed her down. So, very cool. And she even confronted the Arrow, and she was going to tell him, I know who you are. And then she had to get called in because of her father got beat up in jail. So, we got to see Roy. First, Slade steals this biotransfuser it was from Star Labs, and then he was going to use it to put the Mirakuru in the army of the prisoners that he got, and we find out that it's Roy was in there. Roy was given his blood, and was hooked up to the machine, and Oliver saved him. We got to see one of the negatives I have about this episode is Thea. I think the actress does a great job. It's not her. It's just the way that character is, about how she just whines and complains. Very annoying. Extremely annoying. And that was one of the negatives, was Thea this episode. Also, they had the paperwork or whatever that she needed to sign to get the money or whatever, and she ends up leaving it in the room where she's putting the alcohol or whatever, and she just leaves it in there. I thought that was a bad negative. Another negative was when Laurel goes to the hospital for her sister, and the doctor's just starts giving information to her, like, oh, she's got this wrong and this wrong and that wrong and this wrong. I mean, I thought that was kind of ridiculous. I thought it was a great scene. One of the great scenes that was in this episode was when Slade was in the cave or whatever you want to call it, the Arrow Cave, and he's in there, and then he starts beating everybody up, and then there was the great scene where he catches Sarah right there. He catches her in midair. I thought that was a great shot where her jumping over the table and him catching her in the choke slam there. That was awesome. Um, it just goes to show you that Slade continues to be just an awesome character. He's just great, very menacing, very scary, just an overall great character. He's probably my favorite character on the show right now is Slade, and Deathstroke. It's just awesome. Um, yeah, we had what else did we had? Okay, well, Oliver chose to kill Slade and not save him 5 years ago. He tells the whole group that there was a cure for Mirakuru, and that he was ashamed. He didn't. He didn't save him. And then we had the whole island scenes where Doctor Ivo says there's a cure, and basically there's a cure. So that's what they're going to try to find out. It just puzzles me. Why didn't they give the cure to Roy to begin with, though? Hopefully we'll find that out. Um, we also seen at the end, Isabel was fighting Oliver, and Diggle shoots Isabel, kills her, and then that was a shocking moment. And then we find out at the end, Slade saves her. So they kind of copped out of that. Um, but it's going to be interesting what her role is, in future episodes. What's going to happen. I mean, now she's got the Mirakuru in her now. She's going to be another just devastating opponent for Oliver. And like, why? I mean, what is she to Slade? I mean, we still haven't figured that out yet. I mean, he saved her, so she must mean something to him. Um, yeah, overall, a very cool episode. I thought it was a decent episode. I didn't have trouble with it at all. Um, a lot of positives, a lot of cool scenes. Yeah, it just depends on how they're going to go from here. I'm sure that, there's not too many episodes left. Um, you know, uh, so it's going to be interesting where they go from here. Um, but yeah, that's about it for me, guys. Another good episode of Arrow. Another good episode. I think they're only going to get better from here. Um, but yeah, that's it for me, guys. For episode 19, The Man Under the Hood. Um, yeah, that's it for me, guys. Make sure, also, guys, make sure to go ahead and comment below. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Tell me what you think. What's going on? Um, that's it for me, guys. I'm Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. See you later, guys.